Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. We have Lizzi up for review this time. She's a 75-foot Lizara built in 2008 and she is their LSX model. So let's get stuck in. See here the first page is a running shot. As I said, she's their LSX style. That's their sort of go fast or express cruiser style boat. They do make a flybridge version, but I think they do this LSX model really well. Look at the specifications here. 75 feet, just over 18 feet in beam, and a real shallow 3.5 foot draft. She is fiberglass or GRP, planing hull. All of the Lizara is all built to MCA standards, which is our sort of safety standards. 4 Volvo engines in here. Now they use a different setup than 90% of the other boats out there. They actually have what's called an IPS drive. Now what that means is each of these 4 engines all drive their own pod, and each of these pods has a complete 360 degree maneuverability. They have dual props on each of the pods. Sort of the props are facing in opposite directions, so they turn sort of counter to each other. Makes it a lot more sort of effective way of pushing the water through the two props. It also eliminates any kind of prop walk, which if you've ever driven a sailboat just via the propellers, not with the sail, but at low speeds, you'll see what I mean. The actual movement of the propeller as it moves through the water actually walks the boat over in one direction. It's called the prop walk. So this eliminates any of that. Great for maneuvering or very low speeds. That's really the only time that you will notice the difference between that and a regular sort of shaft driven boat. So when you're maneuvering in and out of berths or sort of bringing the boat into the marina, you would use these drives, and the way that you operate it is with a single joystick. Now the joystick is just like a computer game. You have sort of full 360 movement of the lever, and you can actually spin the lever as well, which spins the boat around in either direction. Now rather than having to think, okay, which engine do I clutch in ahead, which do I pull in reverse, and also working the bow thruster into that, and maybe a stern thruster if you've got that on some of the larger boats. This does it all for you. You literally just have the one joystick control, and where you point the joystick is where the boat goes, and what you do with the joystick is what the boat does. So there's no sort of thought process of what you have to do to make the boat act in that way. You just use this joystick. The boat does all the thinking for you, and will sort of operate the main engines or the thrusters, put sort of different engines in forward, reverse, or spin those pods. So very maneuverable, very easy, very intuitive sort of way of driving the boat, and is great for first-time drivers or new sort of owner operators. Nice cruising and maximum speed, 24 to 30 knots. Has a great layout on the interior. We'll see that in a second. 4 staterooms. This one is in Europe. That's why I have the euro price there. All the interior is 120 volts, so it's all US sort of appliances and things in there. And the US price of this is just over $3 million. So it's $3,113,000. Moving into the photographs here. See, the top left is the aft deck. They have a couple of great sun pads here. One back, that one that you see at the top left, and then they have another which is up forwards on the bow. Nice size sort of aft deck, nice wide steps down onto the swim platform as well. Does have a hydraulically operated swim platform that these guys use it to store a 3-man wave runner. Also has a garage. It stores the ever popular Williams jet tender. Those Williams tenders are used in so many boats as their tender, and the reason for that is their jet drive. They're very shallow boat as far as the overall height from the bottom of the hull to the highest point. The helm sort of station all folds down, so you can squeeze these fairly large tenders in a real shallow spot. So you'll see them on a lot of the Sea Rays have used them. The Princess Viking cruisers, they use them as well. I've seen them on Sunseekers, these Lazaras. So, and they're actually as quick as they can make them, they're bought. So if you find one cheap second-hand in good condition, then you should probably buy it. The top right here, moving on to the interior. This is the main salon. Up forwards there, you can see that in the bottom photograph on the right hand side. They do have a retractable panel over the helm station, which opens this area up nice. These photographs looks like were taken at night, so it feels a little cramped in there, but if you can imagine all those blinds open and that back door, not only does the door itself slide open, but there's also a section to the left there, which is the starboard side looking back. That section of window actually drops down as well, so it really opens it up. So there, the top left, you can see that's the retractable roof section, and just towards the bottom on the left hand side of that photograph, you can see that looks down into the galley and social area. Now, I really like the layout of these Lazaras. It's such a social, almost architecturally pleasing sort of look there. You can see that on the top photograph on the right hand side. It's such a nice feel there. It looks like it's vaulted ceilings, that retractable panel that gives it a nice airy feeling even from down here in this galley area. It's actually quite a large area. There's tons and tons of storage. They've got ice makers, trash compactors, dishwashers in there, ovens, cooktops. It's a pretty complete galley for the size of the boat. Remember, this is only a 75 foot, and to have this size galley is quite special, especially in this style boat. In a flybridge model, you'd expect to have a large galley, but in something like this, they're generally quite small. Looking at that top photograph on the right hand side, that's looking aft, so that's looking straight back into the masthead cabin. Now these cabins off of this central hallway, you kind of see on the top left hand side there, you're looking from the hallway forwards into that galley area again, but walking down the hall from the galley towards the masthead cabin. The masthead cabin is all the way at the end, and then off to the left and the right you have a double cabin and a twin, and they've got a really cool, it's called privacy glass. What that means is you can select whether that glass is transparent or not, and you don't have to pull any blinds. It just sends up like a smoked effect on the glass at the touch of a button. So it's really cool sort of effect. This is the 75. Like I said, the newer style or the newer version of this same model is a 78. They also do a 92, and on the 92 they have a big sort of spa area off of this master cabin. It has a jacuzzi and a sauna in there, and actually a section of the hull that folds out into a balcony, which is a real cool feature, and we'll review that boat at some point here. So the top photograph on the right hand side, this is the master stateroom, full beam, nice big windows either side. On the sort of side of this cabin that you can't see in this photograph is the starboard side. They have a nice little sort of breakfast table, little seating area there. Underneath that photograph is the master bathroom, all granite and marble sort of countertops and wall coverings there. Nice huge his and hers vanity. This is great for remember, this is a 75-foot boat, express boat that we're on right now. So the top left, that is the twin cabin that's on the port side, and that's its bathroom that's underneath it. On the opposite side, there's a same point, opposite side of the hull is the double. So a couple of running shots there. On the bottom on the right, you can see the forward sunbathing area. Some more shots there. The Lazzaras use real nice accent lighting. You can see that on the bottom on the right, the underwater lights and all the deck lights along the port side there. There is, as I mentioned, and you can see that on the top at the right, there's the big wave runner, and also there's a garage with the Williams jet tender in this as well. So that's our engine room that you can see there with the 4 Volvo engines, and that's its sort of control panel that you can see there with the display screen. We have some layouts here. You can see the GA of the boat. Actually, this one shows the twin to starboard and the double to port. I think it's actually the opposite way around on this boat, but same general layout there. Now we go into the write-up. They basically just list everything that's on the boat here. I won't go line item by line item and call them off. As I mentioned in the roundup, we do have the yacht pack for this boat. So we have the PDF version of this brochure that I'm going through now, and some other bits and pieces all together in one sort of pack. So we can send it off to you at any point. Just click on the yacht pack button on the buttons to the right of this, and we'll send that off to you. I'll pull out a couple of bits that catch my eye. The AC 92,000 BTU, that's split into 6 zones. That's actually quite a large air conditioning installation that they have on this. Blackwater system is a storage, it's not full treatment. They have a central vacuum system, so that means you don't have to walk around with a vacuum cleaner in your hand. You can just plug it into the central vacuum system. There's the IPS system, as I said. It's a Volvo joystick system. Fairly low hours on this, considering it's 2008, only 1350 hours. That was, as you can see there, that was last updated at November 2012, so it might be a few more hours over that now. Water maker, 450 gallons per day. This is an express cruiser. It's not meant for sort of prolonged periods of time on board. The sort of flybridge versions and the larger boats will have larger capacity water makers on that, generally around 1,200 gallons per day. Master stateroom is a king. Details some of the decorative pieces there. Master head, marble tops, brushed nickel finishes. VIP stateroom is a queen. That's the one that's always all the way up forwards. Guest room to port. Yeah, so it is twin to port. So twin beds on the port side and a double on the starboard. They've all got LCD TVs in them. They've all got iPod connectivity in there as well. Salon, large TV in there, 42-inch. Has a Crestron system in the main salon and the social areas. Crestron is the sort of single screen that you'll see. It can control all of the lighting, the blinds, the AV, depending on how extensive that Crestron package is on here. Has iPod connectivity in both the salons and the lower galley area. Swim platform, hydraulic swim platform, has a Brownie's third lung. That's of course the little compressor that floats in the ring, or they can have the compressor just on the sort of back in the garage and have the long tubes coming off from it. Basically, scuba diving without the tanks. Hydraulic platform, as I said, controlled from the aft deck. Hydraulically operated garage door. They have the shore cords, 100 amp. The converter on here, with it being over in the Med, I would imagine, although I haven't seen it specified, that the shore power converter would be able to take 50 and 60 hertz, meaning that it can go from the Mediterranean to the US. Although, as I say, I haven't seen it specified somewhere. It might be here on the lower on the right hand side. Although I don't see it there specifically. Move through some more of these bits and pieces, really just detailing every piece that's been fitted onto the boat. As I said, I'll send you this brochure, and you can flick through yourself. It'll take me all day to read all of these off. Now, electronics, the autopilot, the Simrad compass. It'll have the radars on there, sat TV, details some of the bits and pieces in the galley. Actually has an Apple Mini Mac in here. You can see that there. And that's it. Last piece here is the tenders and toys. Has the three-seater wave runner, like we've seen, the Williams jet tender, wakeboard, water skis, the inflatables. A lot to take in at the end there. There's, like I said, there's too much to rattle off right here and now in this review, but get the yacht pack and you can read through it yourself and then email me with any questions. I will get confirmation on that shore power transformer as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click on the be the first to know button, and I'll send you emails in the future when these latest reviews are up and ready to watch. So thanks for joining me, and see you next time.